Hey friends, happy Wednesday, right? Wednesday's already here. That's great to hear. All right. Today we're going to talk about triangles. Some of you are like, oh, triangles. I know all about triangles. Three sides. It's easy. Great. Not the only thing you need to know about triangles. All right. Today we're going to talk about the different ways that you can classify a triangle or different ways that you can describe and name triangles. All right. So there are actually six different ways you're going to learn about today. Three that have to do with the sides and three that have to do with the angles. All right. One of the key words we're going to be seeing when we do these problems is the word attribute. All right. All an attribute is it's a characteristic. So when you think of like character traits, right? They're like traits for your triangles. Okay, so the first three we're going to learn about are how we can classify them based on their sides. All right, and there's three different ways. There is a triangle that's called an isosceles, an equilateral, or scalene triangles. Okay, isosceles means if you look at this picture here, there are two sides that are the same. Okay, so isosceles. When I was your age again, just like I said yesterday, you always have to find different ways to remember these things. Okay, so I remembered isosceles, two eyes. We have two eyes, so isosceles has two sides that are the same or congruent, as we would say. All right, the next one is equilateral triangle. Well, equal, all sides of an equilateral triangle are equal or congruent. Okay, so in this picture, you see they're all three right here. All right, for a scalene triangle that has no sides that are the same, that's a scary scalene. None of them are the same. Okay, so that's the way that I always remembered them. Sometimes the scalene one's a little more difficult to remember, but isosceles and the equilateral triangle, those two should be a little bit easier. So then the scalene is the only one that's left. Okay, so when I slide over to the next page, they give you the ways we can classify triangles based on their angles. Okay, the angles are on the inside of our lines here. Okay, so an acute triangle, it says it has three acute angles. Well, we haven't really gone over angles yet, so this might be something really new for some of you. An acute angle is an angle that is less than 90 degrees. Okay, so a 90-degree angle is like an L. Straight down, straight over. That's a 90-degree angle. So all of these angles are smaller than that 90-degree angle. They're cute little angles. That's how I always remembered it. They're little cute angles, tiny little angles, smaller than 90 degrees. All right. A right triangle has a right angle in it. So we talked about this right angle, straight down and straight across. You'll usually see this little box on the inside to show that it is a 90-degree angle. Not 100% of the times, but a lot of the times you'll see that. All right. And then an obtuse triangle has one angle that is greater than 90 degrees. It is a wide angle. So when I was younger, again, we would go to the dentist. He'd say, open your mouth and say, wide. So it'd be obtuse. Okay. That's how I remembered that one. So try to use that as maybe a little trick to remember how to classify the triangles based on the angles. So every triangle is going to have two different ways that you can classify them. Once by the sides and one by the angles. So you might see questions that'll say to classify the triangle based on its sides. Well, then you're picking either isosceles, equilateral, or scalene. You might see it say classify it based on its angles. So then you're picking acute, right, or obtuse. All right. But if it just says to classify it, okay, based on its attributes, you should be giving me both. You should give me based on its sides and based on its angles. Okay. So if we were looking at examples of problems like these, okay, you might get a triangle that looks like this, and they would give you all of the measurements on the sides, right? So for here, none of them are the same. Okay. So that would be a scalene. All right. And because in the directions it says to determine the number of congruent sides for each triangle, then classify based on its sides. Okay. So then this would be scalene because none of the sides are the same. When we look over here, these two are the same. So it would be two eyes, isosceles. Now, when we're looking down here and it says to classify by its angles, okay, you'll notice this one has a right angle because they put that little box there. So that would automatically be a right triangle. Okay, then we're looking here. This has a big wide angle. Open up and wide and say obtuse. All right. And then right here, we've got 3 angles for this triangle, which are smaller, little cute little angles. They are acute. So it is an acute triangle. And then down here, all these angles look like they're about the same. So would it be equilateral? No, because equilateral has to do with sides. So when you're looking here and you see they're all acute, again, that would be an acute, because when we're classifying by sides, it would be, angles, it would be right, acute, and obtuse. All right, guys. Hopefully this video helps you a little bit with the classifying of triangles. Again, if you have any questions, post it in the comments for today's post, and I'm here to help you out. All right. Take care. Miss you guys.